And I think they've moved away from macOS 10 now, and I think it's called macOS 11. But the official name that they gave macOS was Big Sur. Chunk Sur. Yes, Drew, I stole your meme. So, macOS Big Sur got a complete redesign. It is more iPadOS looking now. It's a desktop, but like, looks like an iPad. So the dock at the bottom, exact same as the iPad. The apps, exact same as the iPad. Everything just looks more iPad-like. Even the menus and everything. Finder now looks like the Files app on the iPad. Messages, everything. So they've gone deep into Catalyst now, bringing iPad apps onto macOS as well to merge the two. So they've also added Control Center to the macOS. By the way, it looks great actually. It got the iOS 12 volume indicator for changing volumes and stuff. You got the new notification center with group notifications. It also got the same widgets that we're getting in iOS and iPadOS. So that widget design has gone right across iOS, iPadOS and macOS. Like iOS, they updated the Messages app on macOS. So like iOS, it has pinned, it has the mentions, has all that stuff from iOS as well. Plus, finally, macOS Messages supports the like animations and the effects and all that. So you don't just get the text sent with slam effect. It actually slams the screen. So, and the party notifications and all that stuff. Of course, they did the Memoji on the macOS side as well. So that was it for Messages. So Safari got some updates for macOS as well. One of the first things they mentioned it being 50% faster than Chrome. Not surprised. Chrome is a resource hog. It is chunk. Sorry, Drew, again, but I'm going to be using it. Unlike Chrome, it will hide privacy. Because Google is not going to give you privacy. So Chrome is going to have this little privacy button. So then when you do extensions or websites in general, you click it and it'll give you all information about how you're being tracked, who's tracking you, etc. I thought this was actually kind of unusual, but you can drag and drop photos onto your homepage. So you know when you open a new tab and it's like shows your favorites, you can drag and drop a photo on there. So basically wallpapers for Safari, which is kind of cool, unexpected and weird all at the same time. Extensions got some updates, again with that privacy thing, and before the extensions can even act, you have to like allow for a day, allow for some amount of time, whatever. Tabs in Safari get icons beside in each tab, so obviously you know what you're looking for. But if there gets to be like 300 plus tabs open, like me personally, I do that, then you can use hover as an option. So you hover the mouse over the tab and it gives you a preview of that tab, which is a really nice feature. And finally, for macOS, they brought the Translate app in iOS, but built it into macOS. So you can just, by the click of a button, translate a website from whatever language it's in to whatever language your default language is. So translations at a glance. So last but not least, ARM. They announced ARM for macOS. I'm excited. So they are going to be making their own specific Mac SoCs. SoC stands for System on a Chip. It's basically the chip that runs the system. So an iPhone's the A13 Bionic chip, that's an SoC. So they're going to be doing that, but a specific line for the Mac. In WWDC, they showed one running on A12Z Bionic, but they said they will make one specific for the Mac as well. So that one's probably just so they can demonstrate how macOS runs on an ARM architecture. I'm actually really looking forward to the macOS update. So, of course, because of this transition, they brought back Rosetta. It's a new app, and guess what it's called? Rosetta 2. So this will let you run apps that you had on your Intel Mac on your ARM Mac. So like what they did back in PowerPC to Intel. So basically like when they were transitioning from PowerPC to Intel, back in 2007. This will let apps that ran on the x86 Intel architecture run on the ARM architecture that are going to be at Macs in the future. So it's going to make that transition easier. They also said that'd be really easy to change your app to ARM. You just literally click a button and recompile the whole thing. So that's making life easier for developers. And then there will also be virtualization. So then you can still do something like run Linux on the Mac. So you won't be extremely limited because you're running ARM. They're making sure of that. They're making sure that you can do the normal things that a Mac can do. Now they didn't mention Windows, so we don't know if Windows is still going to be a thing on Mac. Because Boot Camp, that's probably gone, I don't know, but we'll see. Of course, so Rosetta supports controllers, so you can connect a controller to your Mac and play games. Now, they demonstrated that on a Mac with an A12Z Bionic chip that's in the iPad Pro. It was Tomb Raider at 1080p, and oh my god, the game looked amazing. I was outstanded that the A12Z chip in the iPad Pro was running a whole ass computer and then running that game. Like, oh my god, maybe gaming on a Mac will be a little bit more plausible now with this ARM architecture. Probably not, but let's just be hopeful. I know I said that they didn't release any hardware. They didn't, but technically they kind of did. They're giving developers a Mac Mini with 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig SSD, and an A12Z Bionic chip to be able to develop their apps. Now they're not going to be able to keep it. They're going to have to give it back at the end of that period, but still, they announced something with hardware. It just wasn't for us, it was for developers. And finally, they said that they expect the transition to take 2 years and that the first Mac with an ARM chip will be released by the end of the year. That is sooner than we thought. So yes, so that lines up with Kuo's rumors of the 13-inch MacBook Pro getting the ARM chip. So we'll see. We will see. He said that they have more stuff in the pipeline and for Intel Macs as well. So obviously they're still going to be making Intel Macs with Intel chips. Hopefully the iMac redesign will be announced in October. Maybe they'll have an October event because no AirTags, no AirPod Studios, no iMac redesign. So hopefully they'll be doing an October event and they'll show off the new iMac because they said there's other products in the pipeline, which I'm assuming is hinting towards the new iMac, AirPod Studios, AirTags, and the 13-inch MacBook Pro. And the 13-inch MacBook Pro running on ARM. So hopefully they do get released next year. But there's rumors that the iMac will be as soon as next year with the ARM chip. This makes buying a Mac right now really bad. Like you don't know which to go with, Intel or ARM. You don't know which to wait for. Like I want to upgrade this. I want to upgrade my laptop because I'm on 2013 MacBook Pro. This is 2014. So I'm like, oh god, what? I'm like, oh god, when will I update? Anyway, that's a whole other video. So that was it for WWDC this year. And oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm excited for iOS 14 and iPadOS 14 and macOS Big Sur. Oh my god, Big Sur. What kind of memes are going to come out of that? I'm excited! I don't know why I've never been this excited after an Apple event before. I don't know why I'm so excited. I think just because it was more than what we expected. Like the OS, the software updates was like more than we expected. So I'm excited. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm excited. Okay. Okay. Slán. See you later.